ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So here we find that after Mother Sati immolated herself, she gave up her body in the fire of that mystic yoga. She produced a blazing fire from her body and she set herself ablaze in that mystical fire. So after that we saw that the attendants of Lord Shiva who had come with Sati, understanding that it was their duty to give protection to Sati, but because they could not protect her and they were able to understand that Sati lost her life because of the reason of Daksha. So they all came forward with their weapons and they immediately wanted to kill Daksha. In the meantime, Bhrigu, sage Bhrigu, who was also present in that sacrifice which was going on, when he saw the attendants of Lord Shiva coming forward, he chanted some mantras from Yajurveda and did that oblations in the southern side of that Yagnakunda. And by his power of this chanting of the mantras, immediately some devatas by the name Ribhus who would appear generally to kill anyone who is disturbing the sacrifice. So they appeared and these Ribhu Devatas, they were very powerful, having received the power from Soma, and they drove away all the attendants of Lord Shiva. So whatever is going on in this arena, Narad Muni carried this news to Lord Shiva. And Prabhupada is commenting that generally these kind of news are carried by sage Narada. Why? There is an important reason. Because he understands the gravity of this situation. Somebody may wonder from material point of view, why does sage Narada involve in carrying such kind of news? Why Narada could not keep it to himself? Whatever was happening was happening. Why did he have to take this news to Lord Shiva at all. Because we will find what is the result of his carrying the news. Lord Shiva, he will become very angry. And when Lord Shiva becomes angry, then we find that he will create Veerbhadra, another huge personality who would destroy the whole sacrifice. So why Narada wanted to do all this? Somebody may wonder. He could have avoided escalation of this news, these activities, whatever was going on. So there is a material view and there is a spiritual understanding, which is very important. So I'll read this, what Prabhupada says here. So Prabhupada is saying, when Sati passed away, giving up her body, the news was conveyed by Narada to Lord Shiva. Narada always carries the news of such events because he knows their import. So, this is very important. Narada very well knows what is the import of this situation. Great transcendentalists, they are above the three modes of material nature. Their actions, their reactions to the different situations of this material world are not carried away by interaction of three modes of material nature. Say for example, some situation occurs in some place. Different people, according to the modes of material nature, will react differently to that situation. Imagine the same event occurred, and there are many personalities we find. Somebody who is in the mode of goodness will view this situation in a different manner. Somebody who is in Rajoguna, passion, will see this situation differently. Similarly, someone who is in Tamoguna, he will read this situation differently. Just like there is a verse in the Vedic literature, very nicely it describes about how different people influenced by different modes, their perception of the material world is different. It is just like if you wear blue glasses, the world looks blue to you. If you are having jaundice, everything looks yellow to you. Because you are affected by certain thing, and with that glass, with that lens, you are seeing the world. That is not the absolute vision of the world. So let us not be very confident that my point of view to this situation is the best view. Are we transcendental? We should know this. Sometimes we become very stubborn and think, no, this is how it has to be done. No. Our views are not absolute views. We should understand very clearly. The views of pure devotee, the views of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they are absolute. There is no doubt about it. But our points of views, our perceptions, they will all vary depending upon with what we are affected, it will vary. So it says, Narayan mayam dhiraha pashyanti paramarthinaha jagat dhanamayam lubdhaha kamukaha kamini mayam. It says, a pure devotee of the Lord, being imbued by love of Godhead, sees the transcendental hand of Supreme Lord in everything in this material world. Narayana mayam dhiraha pashyanti paramarthinaha. Everything is Narayana Maya. Everything is related to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Narayana. He sees. Just like we find the example of Parikshit Maharaj, even in the most worst situation when he was cursed, he never thought, I am devotee of Krishna and Krishna did not protect me. He saw the hand of the Lord, Narayana Mayam. That it is the arrangement of my dear Lord. He is being very kind to me. Seeing that I have become very much attached to this material world, He has devised a plan to get me detached so that I can become fully Krishna conscious. See? So the example is given just like Jagat Dhanamayam Lubdhaha, someone who is very greedy, Lubdhaha, he sees only opportunity in every situation how to earn money. Dhanamayam, Jagat. He is seeing the world, it is a place for me to make money. Kamukaha Kamini Mayam, someone who is inflicted by lust, he sees the world only a place of enjoyment of his senses. Kamini Mayam. Similarly, a devotee, he sees Narayana Mayam. Everything is related to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is the difference. Their perceptions are free from 4 defects. Our senses, every human being who is conditioned, he suffers from the 4 defects. Conditioned soul suffers from 4 defects. He is sure to make mistake. Senses are under illusion. Cheating propensity is there. And our senses are limited. So these 4 defects will always be there. But the liberated personality like Narada, Lord Shiva, their actions, their reactions, they're above the 3 modes of material nature. They're not contaminated with material desires. Our actions and our reactions to different situations, they're contaminated with lots of material influences. Say for example, if a ignorant person commits a mistake, you will be angry. If somebody you are very inimical to, you are envious of someone, if he commits a mistake, you will be 100 times more angry. See how our reactions vary? Because you are mixing situations. You are not seeing reality as it is. Your emotions are getting mixed. Our desires are getting mixed. Our perceptions are getting mixed. Our earlier situation with that persons are getting mixed. And we act according to the different things we have grabbed in the material world. Our experiences with that person and so many things. That is how we act in the material world. So that is not absolute. If it was absolute, to the same situation I should have reacted in a similar way. Why do I become more angry when the same thing is committed by my enemy, so-called enemy? So first of all, just like Prahlad Maharaj explains, he tells to his father that, my dear demoniac father, the best thing for you is to understand there is no enemy and friend in the material world. Many foolish people like you, they have thought enemies to be outside. They do not understand the real enemies inside. The real enemy is our uncontrolled mind and senses. They may have captured 3 lokas, but they fail to capture even their own senses. So this foolishness, he is my enemy, he is my friend. This dvanda exists on material platform. On spiritual platform, everyone is a servant of the Lord. Everyone is a servant of the Lord. So just like I was hearing one of the Prabhupada's classes, he was saying that at least we should all rise to Madhyama level. Let us not remain on Kanishta level. Uttama level is very difficult to reach. Very rare. Very difficult. Narada, Lord Shiva, they are all on Uttama platform. We cannot understand their actions. We can only try to, think from our viewpoint. This is how it may be, this is how it may be. But actually, we are not in a position to judge them. So we should understand that they are on Uttama level. So Prabhupada says at least we should try to rise to Madhyama level, wherein we develop compassion for living entities. On Uttama level, he does not see himself as a devotee. He sees that actually apart from me, everyone else is engaged in the service of the Lord directly or indirectly. I am not engaged. Just like Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he is saying in that song, Gopinath, Asura Sakala, my dear Lord, you have delivered all Asuras. Bhakti Vinod Thakur has remained like this. Even Asuras are delivered, I am not delivered. That is a vision of an Uttamadhikari, pure devotee of the Lord. So, at least we have to rise ourselves to Madhyama level, wherein at least we can preach out of compassion that this message of Krishna consciousness should be given to the people. So these perceptions, they're all dependent upon our material position, material influences. So that's how people see that Narada looks like he carries this kind of news and he wants to, create some kind of enmity. He wants to create quarrels between people. This is how the perception is, right? Anywhere you will find, people will say, Narada Muni, he makes people to fight. He'll make two parties to fight. This is the perception people are having. They cannot understand how Prabhupada, just like Prabhupada is explaining, he understands the reality of the situation, how grave this situation is. If a person is required to be punished, he has to be punished. It is required. If Kamsa is required to be killed, if the descent of the Lord has to be accelerated, then he has to do that. Just like when Kamsa was telling Vasudev, what fear I have got with your other children, take them away, I have no fear. It was Narada who convinced him by saying, why are you thinking like this? Lord Narayana, you cannot trust like that. He can appear in any way. Already the demigods have appeared. Don't you see the plan of Lord Narayana? Isn't it? So looks like that what is he doing? What Narada is doing? Why is he instigating the situation? He could have saved those children. So that also we understand from Bhagavatam that actually they were supposed to be killed. Those children were supposed to be killed later on. So they had to be killed. Garbhasura, they were. So Narad Muni had a transcendental plan. He wanted to accelerate the descent of the Lord so that devotees can be protected. So these situations, a common man cannot understand. So common man cannot understand why did Narada have to go and bother himself and go and tell like this. Isn't it? So these things we should see. Narada's intentions are pure. Our intentions will not be pure. Sometimes we will also carry something we are looking for. When we are seeing this fellow, this devotee has been harassing me, and now today is the opportunity I could find. He has done something. And then I immediately go and report, Prabhu, this is what he has done. And then I am taking a lot of mileage out of that. And I am waiting when he will be penalized and my scores will be settled with him. Very good opportunity for me to settle score with that devotee now. Our intentions are not pure, isn't it? We have to purify our intentions. All those things are very important. It should not be with some malice that we try to find fault. Otherwise, it is best not to find fault at all. Until and unless your intentions are pure, it is better to find fault in yourself rather than trying to fault in others. It is not a good quality. It will spoil our Krishna consciousness. This is what we should understand. So similarly we find, someone may think, what is this? Lord Shiva is becoming so angry. He is supposed to be Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. He is supposed to be greatest of the Vaishnavas. And we are seeing, he will become so angry, he will dance like a madman. Next verse will describe. He laughs like a madman. And then he pulls out one strands of hair. And then he throws that. And with that huge Virabhadra personality is created like an Asura. Isn't it? So somebody may wonder what kind of Vaishnava is he? Not able to tolerate one situation, his dear wife is gone, so he has become so angry because of that. It's not because of wife or husband or all these things. Lord Shiva is above all those things. One should understand that. It is not that, first of all, their relation is not material like our relationship. So we cannot compare. That I may become angry if somebody insults my wife. Lord Shiva, he is supposed to be transcendental. Why he should become angry? He should have been quiet, no? What is there? After all, Sati is not her body. Isn't it? Intranscendental. Just like Ramachandra Puri, he was also commenting like that. He cannot understand the situation. He is commenting, Madhavendra Puri is telling, you are supposed to be on transcendental platform, you are supposed to be on Brahman platform. And Brahman platform, na sochati, na kankshati. He is quoting verses from Bhagavad Gita. You are supposed to be not lamenting, and you are lamenting. Isn't it? So you can understand the situation. So on material platform we cannot understand. There are emotions on spiritual platform. Those emotions are completely free from any material contamination. For us, the anger arises when our false ego is hurt. Is it that Lord Shiva's false ego is hurt? So he is becoming angry? Our anger arises because of aham mameti, attachment to this material world, me and mine. If my interest or something related to my interest is hurt, we become angry. Is it that Lord Shiva is becoming angry because he is also in this conception, me and mine, me and mine? He is not on this level. He is on a transcendental level. So from a transcendental viewpoint, as a representative of the Supreme Lord, he has to punish Daksha. He has to teach him a lesson. Being a Prajapati, holding such a post of a Prajapati, you are so irresponsible, even to your own children. What kind of Prajapati are you? And you were given another chance. In spite of insulting Lord Shiva, in spite of not even inviting daughter to come for the house for the sacrifice he was conducting, in spite of that, Sati went. For what reason? Lord Shiva thought like that Sati went, at least somehow or other she will make some adjustment, because she is a very pet daughter of Daksha. See? She made a compromise. But Daksha is not ready to make any compromise. No compromise came out of that. Rather, he again insulted her, did not even talk. And when she was taking away her body, when she was immolating herself, such a hard-hearted fellow. His heart did not even melt even at that time. Is this what a person is supposed to be if he becomes Krishna conscious? Isn't it? These are signs of asuras. Isn't it? So even when chance was given, in spite of that, Daksha did not improve. So then he has to be punished. He has to be taught unparalleled lesson. Because some people, that is how they will come to their senses. We will find Daksha will come to his senses, but only after he is penalized like this. Finally, it is from the result one has to judge the action. Whatever action would have been done does not matter. Result is what we should see. So from the result we will find, yes, Daksha's situation changed. He was very proud of himself. Later on he became very humble. So we can understand lots of important things from these different situations which we find in the Vedic literatures, in the different kinds of and great personalities, the pure devotees of the Lord, when they shed lights on these, and that is what is the meaning of Bhakti Vedanta purports. The absolute view, the view of the parampara, what the Lord thinks about the different situations is what is brought to us through this parampara by Srila Prabhupada. So we'll stop with this. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki